Live from Hollywood, California, VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funnies, Unsportsmanlike Conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
For gentle cleaning, only touch cloth will touch my baby's skin.
What up, what up? What up, what up? This is my joint right there, man. That's the Alchemist coming in hard with that Wet Wipes beat from Cam back in the day. That's my son's name, Cam. One of my favorite players of all time, Cam Newton. Anyway, VJ's on Sportsmanlike Conduct, man. Good morning to everybody. Top of the day. Anybody that's up there listening now, in the future, however you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, where you're going to do it. We want to say thank you for all the love and support you're giving us, man, here on Unsportsmanlike Conduct. I was just talking on my live before I went live on air. We're revamping the show. We're going to take today. We might do a show tomorrow, and then I got to take about a week or two off to revamp. Got new audio, new segments, new intro. I got people doing voiceover work for me. I got new guests lined up that have never been on the show before. So we're going to kick off the spring season here with VJ's on Sportsmanlike Conduct on the Vesta Network off the chain, man. Stay lit. I'm your host, VJ Vernon Husky, the Big Vanilla Funny, Mr. 8515, VH Top Tall Boy, the Vanilla Chat, the Creamy Kobe, the Vanilla Big Vanilla color card, because I got a deck of them shits, and sometimes they got to be dealt out, and when they do, I am your Vegas dealer. Great show for you guys lined up. I don't want to do too much of a big intro or big opening rant. There are a lot of topics that I want to hit, so I kind of just want to get right into the show. And also, we're back with the whistle. You're talking that lame, weak stuff on the show. I got to... You don't have no good stats and no good memories and good situations to prove your point when you're talking to me and debating to me. I got to... And when you talk about players that you still think got it, that don't got it, and you think they're the best in the GOAT, and they're not the best in the GOAT, and they ain't never been the best in the GOAT, and they ain't never going to be the best in the GOAT, you get the whistle. So the whistle's back too, man. All right, listen. I want to talk about first, I want to start with some of the NFL news that's been going on. J.J. Watt's been released. He's a free agent. I like Green Bay for J.J. Watt. He went to Wisconsin there. It fits for him. He lives there. He's from there. I know Cleveland's out there throwing their name around. The Buffalo Bills' names has jumped up. The Saints' names has jumped up. Nobody's talked about the Rams, which I think would actually be a good fit for him because I don't think that he's dominant J.J. Watt anymore. I don't think he's Defensive Player of the Year J.J. Watt anymore. He kind of reminds me, and I said this on Twitter the other day, and somebody told me, interesting, one of the comments from another sports talk show host said, interesting take. I'm not sure I agree with it, but interesting take. And what I compared him to, I said, J.J. Watt is now your Cameron Wake. When Cameron Wake was at the end of his career with the Dolphins wasted Cameron Wake's good years. The Houston Texans, it just is what it is, guys. They've wasted J.J. Watt's good years. His good years are gone, and Houston wasted it. You're never going to get that J.J. Watt back. He had 5 sacks this past season. I think he had like 3 tackles for a loss. He did have an interception. That he returned for a touchdown. Great. Your team is still picking, you don't have a draft pick because you gave a draft pick away, but your quarterback wants out. You don't have a draft pick. And if you did, you'd be picking in the top 10 again. And now he's a free agent. People think, oh man, J.J. Watt's a free agent. J.J. Watt's a free agent. This is an example of when the name outlasts the talent. In sports, a lot of times the name outlasts the talent. Very, very few times somebody can stick around long enough that once the name and the talent start to separate, they can get out of the game, have their respect, and still be considered one of the greatest of all time. Even Jordan came back at 40 years old, was averaging 21 points a game. You show me a 41-year-old who's been through those wars, those battles, the Lakers, the Pistons, the Knicks, the Jazz, the Sonics, the Knicks, the Pistons, like Jordan went through hell in the 80s and 90s. So by the time we got to the 2000s, and Jordan was still playing in All-Star games, and Jordan was still playing with the Wizards, we knew he wasn't that Jordan, but he was still competitive enough and fiery enough to still go out and compete and mean something to the league. John Elway won his second Super Bowl, bye-bye. Jerome Bettis won his Super Bowl, bye-bye. Like, the talent's starting to separate the name. Let me get this championship. Or if I already got championships, let me get out of Dodge now while I can. My cousin in the building too, man. What's up, baby? My cousin Rachel. Y'all go visit her website. Go see her IG. She's got the king and queen hoodies and t-shirts. Black men are dope. Black women are dope. Black men are kings. Black women are queen. Like, she's got a lot of gear. And over there, man, young black female entrepreneur doing her thing. We got work to do too, babe. You know how shit moves. Shit moves slow, but I promised you something, and we're gonna achieve that, and we're gonna do that. So when you think about a guy like J.J. Watt, I just think he's in the Cameron Wake mode right now. He can be situational for you, but he's not going to get you 10 sacks. He's not going to disrupt games week after week after week. And when you think about game planning, no matter any of those teams that I named that he's even mentioned and that the press and the sources have mentioned is going to, he's not even the second best defensive lineman on those teams. He wouldn't be the second best defensive lineman in L.A. here with the Rams. They still have Aaron Donald and Brockers. He wouldn't be the second best lineman in Cleveland. He wouldn't be the second best lineman in Green Bay. So there's teams he is going to and teams that are being named that I really do think fit for him, but don't think you're getting the dominant J.J. Watt. The talent has left the name, and the name will still get him paid and get him talked about, but he's 5-6 sacks next year, maybe. 2 or 3 tackles for a loss, maybe. And maybe he disrupts some plays for you and you say, okay, bring him in and you rest him some games. You may DNP him in week 5 or week 7 or week 9, gets pissed, upset. Or maybe he understands, we need you for January. We need you. The plays that he can make to make a difference will come in January. In the playoffs, when you got injuries, you're on the road, it's cold, you're on a better team or you're at home. You're on a better team. You got to go make a play. Like, he's still good enough to do that. But if you think you're getting a season-long commitment of greatness if you sign J.J. Watt, you're sadly mistaking yourself. I'll go from there and stay with the NFL to the Cam Newton situation, the situation that happened between him and the young man. And I got the young man's name because I don't want to call him the kid. Because I'm old school. You want to act like an adult? You want to run your mouth to a grown man? Yo, in the 80s and 90s, he'd have got the living shit slapped out of him by somebody. He would not have been able to stand out there and disrespect the black man who has given up his time and who has given up his efforts and his money to put on camps and put on summer leagues and off-season passing leagues and quarterback leagues. And I mean, you got to be kidding. This was a 7-on-7 camp. Well, it was a camp, but then they had a 7-on-7 game going on. That Cam Newton has financed this stuff, or if he didn't finance it, all his hard work that he's put in over the years, from Georgia to Florida to Blaine to Auburn, number 1 overall pick, Heisman Trophy, NFL MVP, 15-1 season, took a team to a Super Bowl, Pro Bowler, All Pro. Like, all that work is what got maybe somebody to say, you know what, Cam, just put your name on it. We'll front the money for the camp in the 7-on-7. Fine. But you're at this man's event, a grown man, another black man who you're gonna go through the same things that he had to go through. You can learn from this. This is a learning situation. This ain't time for you to run your mouth so you can jump on TikTok and Twitter. And I'm gonna tell you, a microcosm of this entire incident is it shows you where we are. I've been telling you people this, and this is a sports thing. This people can say, oh, it's societal. Well, it's been like this in societal. This ain't nothing new. But now you can see it is open and it is wide for everybody to see that in sports now, this is what happens when you give young people in sports a huge platform way too early and for doing very little. This is what happens. This kid has heard this from somewhere. This kid has read Twitter. It sounded like you were reading a Twitter conversation. I'm Reg, you broke. You're about like, you called Cam Newton broke. Bro, you're there at his camp wearing his shit. That's not close to being broke. And Cam, I mean, goodness gracious, he handled it as best as he probably could have, or as anybody would have. Because you don't see that at other people's camp of nationalities. You don't see that at white people's camp. So that wasn't going to happen there. That's not going to happen at Peyton Manning's camp. But this is also a brain fuck situation also, too. This is also a mind fuck situation because, once again, this is what happens when not just in sports you give young people a big platform. It's even in sports journalism, even in sports talk TV and radio, because you get these 20-something-year-olds, these early 30-something-year-olds sitting on TV who talk like this about Cam Newton, who've never played quarterback, who've never played the position, probably didn't make it past JV and high school football. And out of that, he wanted to be a journalist and wanted to write just to be around sports. And then when sports blows up on TV and radio, now it's cool, even though half these people are corny as shit. Half the people you guys watch on television or listen to, or that's just my opinion, they're corny. For what the industry should be in the way that where we could take this industry, sports talk radio and TV should be even way bigger than it is right now. There should be so much on to watch, but you got 2 networks, 3 networks, or whatever, trying to monopolize it. That's fine. That's why you see so many individual people jump out and build their own, i.e. VJs and Sportsmanlike Conduct. We're pushing almost to 20,000 downloads. I'm at like 19,700 or something. So we're getting there. It's a long road. We're getting there though. But this is what happens when you give them that platform, because you get some young kid that's reading this or watching this clip for this clickbait comment that you want to make. And it started with middle-aged white guy doing Cam Newton's Super Bowl run. It started then. And then you could go back on Spreaker.com and listen. My shows are titled. This is episode 355 today. Every episode is on here for you guys to go back and listen to. You can always go back to VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct and hear what I said. And during that run, that entire season, there's a bunch of shows titled Cam Newton. Just go click on them and listen to them. I said back then, this is bullshit. This narrative of why, we don't not like Cam. Oh, everybody's dabbing. White teachers in the Midwest in elementary schools, they're all dabbing. The principal, did you see that principal at the pep rally that was dabbing? Cam had everybody on a string, but even he still knew the first time I lose or the first time I mess up, y'all gonna all turn on me anyway. There was a point where people were looking to get a facial expression from Cam, freeze frame that, put it with a title, and put it with a headline, and then smack it on the newspaper or the internet. That's how sports media works, people. Like, there's a part of this that I don't like. I love my industry, but there's still a part of the industry that I think is lame. And there are people who follow that mantra. That's why I say they're lame. They don't go after the truth. It's about being first today. Nobody wants to go after the truth. I had somebody compliment me the other day on one of my other pages that said, I love coming here for breaking news. I love when you break a story. One of the stories I didn't break, I had to correct them and said, bro, actually, I didn't break this, but I heard about it right after it happened. Because a friend of mine that works for TMZ texted me. TMZ broke the news. It was about the Tiger Woods car accident. We'll talk about that too. I said, I didn't break that. I don't need that credit, bro. I'll wait to get it right. I put out little quotes. I'll put out little sayings on my IG or my Twitter to let you know where I'm leaning or what I'm going before a game. But if you guys notice, I'll wait a good 2 or 3 days before I come out, because I already know. You see, I got NFL Network on in the background here. I already know there's going to be a bunch of bullshit that comes behind it. And I want all the bullshit to get out of the way so the truth seekers can listen. The truth tellers can talk and the truth seekers can listen. You know, the big vanilla truth teller. I got just tell y'all the truth. And I said back then, when they were all about this whole, I don't know why people are saying, I'm like, you don't like Cam Newton. Number one, he's unapologetically black. You don't like Cam Newton. You're waiting for him to mess up. And when they lost the Super Bowl, you had Bill Romanowski get on the radio and call him boy. Like that was made up? No, we heard that live on radio. And then everybody was waiting for him. He was right. I was right. Everybody was waiting for him to lose. You go through all of that, and then you get some punk-ass kid, and his name's Seth Owens. He's got 1,200 followers. He's a high school linebacker from Pennsylvania, excuse me. He's a high school linebacker from Pennsylvania. Dude, you don't even play quarterback. You don't even play offense. You better pray to God that you even get to start 2 years in college. Let her know be the number one over this kid. I'll put 1,000 on it right now. Give me the plus odds, 1,000 to 1. I'll take 100,000 to 1 right now. This kid is not a top 10 NFL draft pick. Let her know number one overall. We'll win an MVP and we'll lead his team to a Super Bowl. All the things that were done by the gentleman that you're at his camp wearing his shit, talking shit to. In my day, somebody would have slapped the shit out of him. Dead serious. But today's a different time. This is what happens when you allow young people and people with not a lot of experience, We've allowed the industry of entertainment to become about clickbait and what's hot instead of just entertaining talented people who are educated about what they're talking about what they're doing. They're committed to it. They have a passion and a drive for it. And it's not about no Mickey Mouse flim-flam shit with them about it. Music, acting, comedy, sports talk radio, TV, modeling, all the things that entertain us. Everything that entertains us. We're missing the purity out of it. This is the type of shit that you birth from taking that from sports talk and turning it into a clickbait shit show. People yelling back and forth all day long about everybody's smarter than it. I never try to claim to be smarter, but if I've told you something and it comes to light, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to say, yeah, you remember when I was telling you guys about Cam Newton and telling you guys how the media treats Cam Newton and how you're going to eventually have fans disrespecting Cam Newton? Now you got children doing it. And listen, this is never going to be done again. There's some other kid that saw this and thought, oh, he was corny about it. I'd have called him out about this, or I'd have called him out about that. This will happen again. Not the Cam, but this will happen again. This is not a one-time thing in our society. This is what our society is now. This is where we are. Like I said, it felt like I was just reading a transcript on Twitter. I was reading two people go back and forth on Twitter. It is now out in the world. It is now out in the open. Now look at these reality shows that we're all stuck on. All they do is stand around and yell and scream with each other, or sleep with each other, or dress provocative, or be a male whore or a female whore, or cause drama, or it's just, where's the positivity at? This is what you're feeding that generation. And in sports talk, what you're feeding them is clickbait. You're feeding them false numbers and false narratives so you could just prove your point. You don't care about the legacy that you leave behind. I actually care about what I put out or what I say because words affect people. And when you affect people in a negative way in certain industries, you can kill the industry. And I think that's what's happening with Sports Talk Radio and Sports Talk TV. And I think this is a prime example of it with Cam Newton and Mr. Young Seth Owen, high school linebacker out of Pennsylvania. I didn't even find him on 247. I can't even find his rank. I'm not going to shit on the young man, but you wanted some attention like Cam said, I'm going to give you some, but I'm going to give you some in the right way. And it's sad that Cam had to do that and somebody had to actually record that because that could have just been a private moment where Cam could have said, listen, I want to talk to you and your dad. Or whatever adult or parent you're here with or whoever sent you here, I want to talk. Your coach, somebody, I want to talk to the two of you guys on the side, no cameras. And I would have told him, listen, you need to get out of this whole era of you calling, like, you could call me out all you want. Like you said, I'm rich. I'm what you're aspiring to be. People were like, oh, Cam had dementia. He got, yeah. Well, if the guy's saying you broke, it's like, no, I'm not. I'm rich. It would have been better if he'd go, oh, I'm broke. Oh, I'm broke. Oh, you said I'm broke. You said, then you guys would have been like, look, you saw how arrogant he was with the kid. The kid got to him. The kid got him big mad. He was big. No, it's like, bro, I'm not broke. Bro, I'm rich. I'm rich. Are you kidding me? I'm not close to being broke. It's a shame, man, but it is what it is. So that kid, Mr. Set on, that little nigga he get like 3 or 4 whistles, man. That was unbelievable. Anyway, moving on to the NBA, and there's some other NFL stuff, man. We'll get to that a little later in the show, or possibly tomorrow. The NBA is this league that I continue to try to. I'm gonna pom push. I'm gonna beat the drum on this forever and ever and ever until I see a change. Once again, if you guys all remember, about 4 or 5 years ago, when the last Olympics were coming through, and I talked about the NBA leading into that Olympics, that really shocked a lot of people. Or people were like, "Oh, I thought you loved the NBA. I thought you." I got fed up with what I was seeing, and then I just blasted the NBA on a show, and it shocked a lot of listeners. And they're like, "I thought you loved the NBA. What about Kobe? What about your Pistons?" What I said, dog, I love Kobe. I love my Pistons, man. But today is a different day in the league that I see, and I was saying this 4 or 5 years ago. And I was talking about how Dirk and Wade and Kobe and Duncan were going to be the last of an era. They were going to be the last of an era. They were going to be the last of the gritty guys, man. Not like Dwayne Wade wasn't a complainer until LeBron got to Miami. Kobe wasn't a big complainer to the referees. He'd give you an eye. He'll look at you. There's guys that walk up to refs almost after every fight. LeBron does it. LeBron will walk up to a ref after almost every call on him or his team. Almost every single time. And sometimes you didn't see that from Magic. You didn't see that from Jordan. They may say something to a ref. And I'm not saying they didn't ever complain if they felt like they didn't get a call. But to think you never foul, to think you're just that great that you never foul and everybody fouls you all the time, that's more of a narcissist thing, in my opinion. That's got nothing to do with you thinking you're great. You're just a narcissist. You can't foul nobody. Like, come on, man. Even with the way they call games today, you're the guy, they can't foul nobody. Everybody gets called foul. James Harden draws more fouls than anybody we've seen. Reggie Miller used to kick his damn leg out and draw a foul. Everybody gets fouled and knows how to draw a foul or what have you. You're not the only one that's been able to escape that, LeBron. And I say that to say, I took a gander at the league the other night. I'm watching the game. I said, you know what? I've committed to my craft. I've committed to being more of a professional in sports talk radio. So I said, listen, I can't just let go of the NBA. I still have to watch. I still have to watch these games. I still have to cover these teams and cover these players. And I get to looking around the league, and I'm like, man, as I draw more numbers and I write more notes down and I check on more teams and I look at more players and I watch more video, I came to the conclusion that this is the worst I've ever seen the league. Now, let me tell you what the NBA is great at. The NBA is great at imaging. They are great at imaging and then leveraging imagery for their pocket growth. They're great at painting a picture and then using that leverage to add funds to their bank accounts. And the NBA takes this stance of the social justice league, and we're going to let the players put what they want on the back of their jerseys. That lasted for a bubble, a Mickey Mouse bubblegum-ass championship. A glorified AAU tournament is pretty much what the bubble was. It's starting to show now, and I get more to it. You can't trust 99% of what you saw in the bubble because just 72 days later, it all flips back another way. You got some teams that are just, oh my God, let me just get right into it. I'm looking at the league. Guys, do you understand right now? There are 11 teams over 500 in the league right now. 11 teams over 500 in the league right now. Every team in the NBA is giving up over 103 points a game. Every team. Every team. Nobody's stopping anybody from getting to the century mark. We've seen games this year have been won by 57, 52, 49, 48, 48, 48, 31, 36, 37, 47. There's one won by 51. 31, 30, 32, 28, and then a bunch of 28, 29, 27, 26. Like, these are astronomical blowouts. Like, these games are getting ridiculous. These games are getting out of hand. Guys are just giving up. Players aren't playing. Players take time off. Just don't show up and want to play. Load management. Like, this is getting rid. This is supposed to be the era of technology, physical fitness, supplements, workouts, food, dietitians, home chefs. Like, this is supposed to be the time of times for that stuff. And you got to load management? You make $30 million a year. You make $20 million a year. People love to brag that LeBron spends $2 million a year on his body alone. Just $2 million a year on his body. Other players can do that. That's not even a knock to LeBron. I think that's smart to do. But I don't understand why other players don't. A guy like Kawhi Leonard, I don't know what he puts into his body financially, but I would probably beef it up to about $2 million if I don't want to have to load manage so much. Some of the surprises in the league, with Nurkic being out and with McCollum being out, Portland being 18-11 is a surprise to me. Because when those guys went down, I'm like, damn, I love Dame Dollar. I love Dame Lillard. It's Dame time. I get all of that. But it's going to be tough in the West to keep up. And they've popped to 18-11. Utah's 26-6. Who saw that coming? They played together. They routed the Lakers the other night. They play together. They move the ball. They remind me of my 04 Pistons. That's who they really remind me of. They're a collective team that plays very, very, very well. Oh, by the way, Quinn Snyder, their head coach, they got from college in Missouri. One of his first assistant coach jobs was with the Clippers back in the day. Guess who was their head coach back then? Mr. Larry Brown. Who coached that 04 Pistons team to a championship? Mr. Larry Brown. Who had the Pacers on pace to possibly get to the finals at a time in his career? Mr. Larry Brown, Mr. Tar Heel. Wherever he goes, he took the Allen Iverson and Dikembe Mutombo Sixers to the finals against the mighty Lakers. Mr. Larry Brown. Coaching matters. Where your coach comes from matters. And Quinn Snyder's doing a great job with Utah. They shoot the three very well. They can play small. They can play big. Gobert, hey kids, Gobert is an example. Just work hard on every play. You don't have to be a scorer. You don't have to be the show. You don't have to be the guy. He's a 12 and 12. He's a 12 and 12 guy with an 18, 16 and 12 guy is what Gobert is, and he's a $200 max player. Work hard, kids. Draymond Green, work hard, kids. Dennis Rodman, just work hard, kids. You don't have to score. You don't have to be the man. You don't have to get all the buckets. Dennis Rodman in today's NBA would make $225 million easily, because you wouldn't be able to pass up signing a guy like that at max who plays that hard, who's going to win multiple defensive players of the years for you. And when he's got 9 rebound titles, 10 rebound titles. And that was in the years he played with the trees. The Shaqs and the Ewings and the Rick Smiths and the Olajuwons. He played among those guys. He played amongst big men, like true centers. And Dennis Rodman still led the league in rebounding like 10 times. Rudy Gobert is exactly what they need. He's a great pick and dive guy. He's a great pick and pop. He rolls well. He's going to play hard defense every night. He's going to get mad rebounds for you, and he's going to block shots and adjust shots. He's going to adjust or alter more shots than he's going to block, which is just as good to me as a block if you get the rebound. That's just as good. That should count for half a block. If you go to block a shot and the guy has to adjust and he misses, that should count for half a block. It's like a hockey assist, right? That should count for half a block. The NBA needs to look into that. Embiid at 30 points a game, that's a surprise to me. I thought Embiid was going to be this guy. First of all, I still don't think him and Ben Simmons can play together. I'm going to stick to that. And I might miss that I said that they wouldn't be teammates past 2021. So here's my chance to be proven right or wrong on this. I said that 3 years ago. I didn't think it would last 4 or 5 years 3 years ago. So I'm going into year 4. I won't even try to push it to year 5 to try to backdoor, create a backdoor for me to get out of. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. 85-15, nobody bets 1,000. I still don't think that they could win a championship together. But Embiid finally realized, I'm bigger than everybody. I'm 7 feet tall. Nobody can guard me. Everybody plays small. I'm bigger than everybody that's going to guard me every single night, or at least 98% of the nights that I step onto the court. I'm going into the post, and I'm going to stop shooting threes. And we're going to work on this turnaround, this jump hook. I'm going to do this differently. I'm going to create something for myself here. I'm going to create greatness for myself, as what Embiid said. 30 points, 30 and 12. I did not see that coming. Dame at 30 a game. And I thought Dame is, 25, 26, but 30 a night. And has his team and excuse me, I wrote these notes down a few days ago. They played a few games. They're actually 19 and 12. And I'm impressed, man. And I'm going to just double check that Portland record. I want to make sure you guys know I don't want nothing to be misconstrued. He don't know what he be talking about, man. He said they was 18-11, they was 19-12. 18-13, excuse me, not 19. They lost the last game they played. Right now, if you look at the West, 26-6 for the Jazz. The Clippers are 23-11. The Lakers are 22-11. The Lakers are in trouble. Whether people want to admit that or not, they're in trouble. The LA Lakers are in big trouble. And listen, I'm going to tell you guys, and the people that's watching live can see my face, but you guys on radio, on iHeart, Spreaker.com can't see my face. I'm just a smiling. I'm just a smiling. Number one, I'm a Laker hater. There's no beef about that. Everybody knows that. I grew up with my Pistons, man. I grew up on the East Coast. So I'm not a Laker fan. I live in LA, I get it, but I'm not a Laker fan. Kobe was my guy. I'll tell everybody that at all point, and anytime somebody want to hear it. And I like Nick Van Axel when he was here. Van Axel was my dude. I liked him when he was coming out of Cincinnati. I liked Van Axel. Eddie Jones was alright. I know a lot of people love Eddie Jones, but I thought Eddie Jones was alright. I mean, he had a chance to go win championships and get to the finals and play, and play, as a star when he went to Miami and didn't get it done. That's what I was telling people. Eddie Jones you saw here that was starting over Kobe, that was all Del Harris's dumbass coaching decision. Kobe should have been starting since day one. How'd it turn out? Eddie won what? Exactly. And it was in Miami. With Marley and Hardaway, Mr. UTEP two-step, Alonzo Mourning, PJ Brown. They had a squad. And couldn't beat the Knicks. The AC Knicks went in there in the Game 5. And Allen Houston, oh my God, those Knicks and Heat rivalry games. Woo! Y'all remember when PJ picked up Charlie Ward and flipped them into the camera people on the baseline and started that big brawl that changed that series around? That was, woo, those are some rivalries back there. But the Lakers are in trouble, guys. No AD. And I've been telling people all, and it's not just me, everybody last year laughed at balked at the idea that LeBron's your MVP. Like, you play with AD, bro. AD leads the team in rebounds, scoring, and block shots. You don't lead the team in anything. He's the best player on that team. I know the sports media and fanboys and Twitter and everybody loves to still say that he's the best player in the world. He's the best. It's just, it's almost turned into like political media. If they say it enough, people will believe it. Donald Trump said enough times that it was a fraudulent election and the election was stolen from them and that it was a landslide. He even said, it's a landslide victory. They know it. I know it. It was a landslide. We won the election. We won it. I don't know. You can ask, but voter fraud. Voter fraud is what this was. He said it enough times. People believed it to the point they stormed the Capitol. If you say it enough times that LeBron James is the GOAT, LeBron James is the best player in the league, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, like James Harden right now, are you kidding me? And AD, when AD's on the court, and I'm going to tell you what's happening with AD. And people said this when they went after him. Well, I mean, shit, he can't stay healthy. They better get a chip out on this first year there because we know he's going to get hurt. He gets hurt all the time. He got hurt. He was deemed up in Kentucky. He got hurt in New Orleans. 2-3 years in a row. He misses games. Here we are. And last year's championship is a Mickey Mouse Bubblegum Championship. Most people know it. A lot of people don't want to admit it. But you can't take 4 months off, people, and then come back and play an AAU tournament and then tell me that's the champion. It's just like baseball. You can't play 60 games and then tell me that's the World Series champion. You can't have Alabama win the national championship this year, but some teams play 4 games, some teams play 6, some teams play 10, some teams played 11, some teams played 12, some teams played 5, some teams, no. It wasn't a full season for everybody. And that's not to say they wouldn't have won it. That's not to say that. But the only championship I respected this year, and I said it from the beginning when the bubble started, I said, the only one I'm going to respect is the NFL because I know if they start, they're going to finish. The NFL is not letting anybody tell them they're not finishing their season. They're the biggest bullies on the block. And they're the best businessmen on the block is the NFL. I don't agree with all their moves and, the good old boys club and all of that. But I'm talking about as far as putting the product on the field, nobody does it better than the NFL. And the NFL said, no, we're playing all 256 of these goddamn games. We're playing all of the playoffs. We're going to have a Super Bowl. It's all happening. We're going to have the award show, the NFL honors. We're going to announce the Hall of Fame. We're doing our shit this year. We don't care what the NHL and the NBA and college football and college basketball. We don't care what anybody else does. This is what we're doing, and we're finishing. And I said from the beginning last summer, they're going to finish. If they start, they'll finish. They're not cutting it short. NFL not getting punked out like that. And the NBA got punked out. All these other leagues got punked out. The NFL wouldn't have stopped. The NFL was in the spring when the pandemic hit. They wouldn't have stopped. Then it came up with every reason and brought in the best doctors and tents and Gatorade and bottled water and Band-Aids and bandages and every damn thing else and vaccines. And it'd have been here. They're the king of the sport of America. Is the NFL, whether people like it or not. Fantasy football is the biggest fantasy sport, and it's the shortest fantasy sport. Nobody pays attention and plays fantasy sports like fantasy football. Nobody reps. There's more NFL gear and NFL jerseys running around towns than there are to any other home sport, unless you don't have an NFL team. Name a city to me where there's more of another sports jersey than there is NFL. Maybe New York Yankees, right? Maybe New York. LA just got the Rams. It's not, but there's still plenty of Raiders shit flying around this city. Trust me. Mad Laker gear and Dodger gear too. Plenty of Raiders shit. There would be more if the Raiders never left. They left, so it kind of kills a little bit of that. But the NFL is king. And the NFL said, we're going to start, we're going to finish. The NBA didn't do that. And you're seeing some of these things kind of go from the bubble and carry over. And some of the things we saw in the bubble are not carrying over. But AD stays hurt. In the bubble, he got 4 months off last year, guys. So he got to come to the bubble really healthy. And LeBron, too. He got to come really healthy and energized. Now, we're only in the March right now, and they started a month and a half late. Only 72 games this year. I know LeBron loved to sit at the podium the other night, talk about, I've never talked about it, my energy level or this. I never talked about it. Nigga, we know you don't talk about it. You're smart enough to know you don't have to. Your fan base will. Your minions in the media will. Your fanboys will. And they always do. When he loses, it's because he didn't have help or he ran out of gas. You got to have some minutes restrictions. Got to have some minutes. But he knows if he pushes himself and he plays a lot of minutes, he knows people are going to defend that. Even though it's like, bro, like the other night, I was really surprised to see him not play the fourth quarter against the Jazz. I was really surprised to see that. And I don't think that's Vogel's call. I think that's him like, nah, I'm not getting involved with this. We're getting our asses kicked tonight. That's just it. And that's respectable, to be honest with you. Because if he didn't win in, then he tried to pile up points. I've been the first one saying stat pattern. Anyway, so we talked about Portland. The Spurs at 16-12. That's a surprise to me. Because the Spurs haven't been very good the last 2 years. They're rebuilding. But you know Popovich, you know they're going to find talent there in San Antonio. You know they're going to find talent. You know they're going to coach them up. You know they're going to do what it takes to get the guys that they bring in San Antonio to fit their system and to play the way they need them to play for them to be successful. You know the San Antonio Spurs are going to do that. Without a doubt. Golden State at 18-15. Golden State is kind of one. They're on a little 4-game streak right now. They were just on the West Coast on a road trip. On the East Coast on a road trip right now. And I'm so shocked that how Steph Curry continues to get the type of disrespect that Steph Curry gets. Steph Curry right now is the MVP of the league, guys. It would be Kevin Durant if Kevin Durant played more. If Kevin Durant wasn't dealing with the hamstring or the calf or whatever they're saying it is, or they're resting him, I think it's all media. I think it's all inter-team injury pub. Hey, yeah, my hamstring hurts a little bit. You know what, Kev? Just sit and rest for a little bit, bro. Let's rest you for a little bit. Let's make sure, because Kevin Durant's at his point in his career. He's got 2 championships. He's got 2 finals MVPs. He's got an MVP. He probably believes he's the best player in the world. Kevin Durant is smart enough right now to say, yeah, I don't really need these February games. Let's let Harden and Uncle Drew rock a little bit. Let's let some of these other role players get their legs, get their defense, get their mind into the game. Because we're kind of short-sighted being that we had to trade a lot to get Harden. Let's let some of these young players or some of these young guys come in and do their thing. Find their way into our system, because Kevin Durant can just, he's like hot sauce, right? Just put it on. It don't matter what it is. Collard greens, hot sauce. Fried fish, hot sauce. Fried chicken, hot sauce. Sometimes Lay's potato chips, hot sauce. That homemade salsa is good, man, but it's just missing a little bit of, hot sauce. People put hot sauce on their eggs, like hot sauce. Kevin Durant is hot sauce. Just put it on. Just put it in. It don't matter. Yeah, all that. Yeah, all that. Put all. Yeah, there you go, bro. Yeah, do it like that. That's Kevin Durant. So Kevin Durant can chill right now. And if he play more, he'd be the MVP. But the MVP is Stephen Curry right now. Y'all kidding me? Coming back from another broken hand injury. Had the ankle a year ago. Second straight year, no Steph. No. Mama call him Clay. I'ma call him Clay. Durant's gone. You're working with a rookie, 2nd overall pick, Wiseman. Who's good? He gets hurt. Looney gets hurt. Draymond Green can't score but 8-9 points a game, but he's going to get you 10 boards. He's going to get you 11 assists. He's going to do all those other things. Steph Curry's averaging 30 right now at a 90, 50, 40 clip, guys. Do you understand what that is? His turnovers are down. His usage is the best it's been in his career. And he's really playing with... he's playing with some trash, man. I'm just going to say it. He's, as opposed to what a lot of other teams are playing with, and he's got them right now sitting at the 7th seed. They're 18 and 15. They're only 3 games right now. They're two games behind Portland for the 5th seed. They lost 2 in a row. Portland did, and they won 2 in a row. The Golden State Warriors would be the 5th seed right now with just Steph Curry in the West, with AD, with LeBron, with Chris Paul, with Devin Booker. I mean, with the Jazz, hello. The Nuggles, even though the Nuggles are struggling, those are one of my disappointments right now, are the Nugs, because the Nugs should be over 20 wins right now. The Nugs should be where the Jazz are. We thought the Nuggets were who the Jazz are right now. And I said last year, I don't know about the Jazz. I mean, they couldn't get out of the first round again. It went 7, I get it, but it's like, damn, man, this is kind of, maybe this is just who they are. But Quinn Snyder, as I mentioned before, Quinn Snyder, they added some shooters. They got some other pieces. You got Conley there now. I mean, Conley's the point guard of that team. Donovan Mitchell plays off of that. You got Gobert. You got a bunch of shooters around. Bogdanovic is back. He missed all of last year. He's a great 3-point shooter. But that's where the Nuggets should be. But Steph Curry right now has 151 3-pointers made. Guys, that's 32 more than the second place person, which is Dame Lillard. They would have to hit 3 a game for the next 10 games, and Steph would have to miss all of them for the next 10 games for Dame to even catch up and lead by 1. How does Steph Curry continue to get this disrespect? I'll answer that question for you. How Steph Curry continues to get this disrespect. In sports, we love what we don't. We love what we hate. If that makes sense. I'm going to break this down for you guys, so we're going to get real vanilla philosophical right now. This is vanilla therapy going on right now. We love what we hate. Most Magic fans hated Bird. Most Jordan fans hated everybody else, and everybody else hated Jordan. Jordan has a legion of fans because of the shoe game and his talent and the commercials and the movies, and Space Jam is such a class. I mean, he has all of that. But there are people who did not like Michael Jordan. There are people in Boston that hate the Yankees and hate Jeter. There are people in New York that hate Big Papi and hate Manny Ramirez and hated Roger Clemens until he came to the Yankees because, one, you love what you hate. You hate what you love. And LeBron is that guy that if you don't like LeBron, a lot of people like Steph, and if you like Steph, they don't like LeBron. So Steph doesn't have the media hold LeBron does. Steph doesn't have an agency where he can actually manipulate players to sign there, leave their agent sign there, and then here, you come play with me, but you go play over there, you go play over there, you go play. Yeah, stay out of my way. I don't want to deal with y'all, or I'll put you on some bum-ass teams. And then, oh yeah, media, by the way, let me go ahead and sign some of these former players as talent, and then I'm going to send them, then we're going to go to the network, and then they'll just pump my shit up and talk about, everybody that I am, everything that I am, and then we'll hate on Steph and hate on Steph and hate on Steph. Y'all can go pull the notes, man. It's no secret who some of these analysts on TV, who their talent agent is. So it's no secret. And then just go watch what they say. If you don't believe me, then just go watch what they say. Steph doesn't have that hold. So you get people that go, he's not this, or he's not that, or he's not that. Steph right now is averaging 35 and 7. 35 and 7 right now at a 90, 50, 40 clip. For those of you that don't know what a 90, 50, 40 clip is, 90% from the free throw line, 50% from the field, 40% from the three-point line. 50% from the field. He's the MVP. This LeBron James shit MVP this is once again just media driven. They feel sorry for him because he didn't get it last year. I'm pretty sure there's some people in the media like, we're going to make sure he gets it this year, guys. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure. So we're just going to beat it. Everything we put out, the MVP list is going to be LeBron. It's going to be LeBron this, LeBron that. We're going to pour it on. And let's talk about the 36-year-old, and let's talk about the 18 years and every dunk that he does and every shot that he shoots and every time he dives on the floor and every time he does anything, we're going to say, man, look at that. He's 36. Oh my God, he's 36. LeBron took a shit. He's 36. Oh my God, he stood up to take a piss. Man, you can do that at 36. Baseline dunk. Wow, he's 36. Free throw, he made it. Oh my God, he's 36. LeBron had eggs and bacon this morning. You can still do that at 36. Oh my God, he drove his own car to practice. God, 18 years and he still drives his own, $500,000 car to practice himself. He's 36. The fuck out of here. LeBron is the top 10 in scoring. He's in top 20 in rebounding. He's 8th in assists. He's shooting 71% from the free throw line, 50% from the floor, which is really good, other than the fact that there's guards shooting over 50% from the floor this year. So his 50% doesn't look as good as it normally does. And he's taking 20 shots a night. He's 39th in field goal percentage, guys. Durant, Kyrie, Paul George, AD, Ben Simmons, and Zion all shoot a higher percentage than LeBron James. That's not your MVP. Steph Curry's the MVP. And that goes with my whole same old song. It's the same old song with Steph Curry. Y'all remember that joint by Digital Underground? All around the world's the same song. It's the same old song. All around the world's the same song. Y'all remember that shit? It's the same song with Steph Curry. No matter who you put him with, no matter who you playing with, no matter what his team is, no matter what he's got, he ain't going to bitch and complain. He ain't going to go cry and say we're top heavy. He ain't going to go cry and try to trade this guy. Let's get this guy. Let's do some AAU shit. Nah. This is what I got. Man, Isaiah Thomas, I saw a post the other day when somebody talked about and named the players he played with and where they were drafted, and it just made so much sense. Never bitch, never cried, never complain. I'll make a championship out of this. Because I'm going to lead us to a championship. I don't need other top players in the league to do this. We'll beat Jordan. We'll beat the Celtics. We'll beat the Lakers. And we'll do it with a 6-foot point guard from Southside Chicago at the Indiana University that won a national championship there at Indiana. Came into the league on fire and won 2 championships, won a finals MVP. And I'm listening. It's arguable that Isaiah Thomas and Steph Curry, Magic. Listen, I know we love Magic. I know we do. I love Magic. I think Magic's great for. I think Magic's great for sports. I think Magic's great for entertainment. I think Magic's been great just for everybody. He's Magic. The big smile from East Lansing, Michigan. From Michigan State. Wins the national championship, comes into the NBA, wins an NBA championships, plays at the center position, goes for, 45, 15, and just ridiculous, right? It was a triple-double. Was it a 44-point triple-double something? Wins the championship, and then creates Showtime. And then it's just Magic going for, Magic's great for, I think, life. But I can argue that Steph Curry and Isaiah Thomas were better point guards than Magic Johnson. Neither one of them was 6'9". That's number one. Magic was 6'9", man. I don't know if that's fair to Steph 6'3", Isaiah 6 feet. Like Zeke 6 feet. And led his team to 2 championships. Guys named Rick Mahorn, John Sally, Dennis Rodman, young Dennis Rodman, Mark Mcguire. Mark Mcguire was a former number 1 overall pick, but he ran his time ran in Dallas. At some point, his time was up in Dallas. He was traded to the Pistons. He couldn't lead Dallas to anything. And Adrian Dantley got traded away at a point. He's still pissed about it now. You go back and watch the Bad Boys 30 for 30. I might watch that today. You guys see I got NFL Network on. And they're talking about Big Ben Roethlisberger. He's done. I don't understand what the discussion is about Big Ben. He's got a $41 million salary cap hit. That is crazy. $41 million salary cap hit for Big Ben. And he ain't walking away from that money. You can forget that. But same old song with Steph Curry. He's your MVP. IE segment that I want to start is just watch what you wish for. Watch what you say when you want to get rid of a guy, you want to get rid of a certain player, and just be very careful what you wish for. You just might get it. The Houston Rockets had the Golden State Warriors 3 years ago down 3-1, couldn't close it out, couldn't finish it. James Harden gets killed, even though Chris Paul's hurt, even though they go, was it 2 for 25 or 2 for 27 in threes in the game 7 at home. They don't hit any shots. They don't hit threes. Golden State wins the series. Golden State moves on and goes on and wins the championship. And you don't want Harden. Harden gets blamed for a lot of things there. And then you finally get rid of Harden. You bring Chris Paul, that doesn't work. You bring in Russell Westbrook, that doesn't work. And then you finally say, okay, well, we're going to get rid of Russ. We're going to bring in John Wall. We still got Gordon. I think Gordon is so overrated. I really do. I understand he was a dope kid coming out of high school. I understand he was a top recruit at the University of Indiana. Played 1 year. Was a lottery draft pick. But, I mean, he's a role player. He's a lottery draft pick role player is what Eric Gordon is. He's not consistent enough for me. Shoots too many jumpers. Doesn't put the ball on the floor and get to the cup enough for me. And that's what he is, and that's who he's going to be. You got PJ Tucker there hitting threes in the baseline in the corner. Number 1 corner 3 shooter in the league the last few years. At least top 2 or 3 in the last 3 to 4 seasons. I know 1 year he led the league in corner threes. And you got Harden running the show. You don't want Harden, so you get rid of Harden. And you bring in Wall, and you have and you also bring in Victor Oladipo, which is going to be a free agent. I don't think he stays there. Not unless they're going to give him an extension, give him big money. Give him a max deal. If you give him a max deal, Texas has no state taxes. Houston has a bunch of huge, big mansions, and there are black women everywhere, or Latino women, if that's what you want, everywhere, or thick white girls everywhere, all over Houston. That's just the truth. When you're a young NBA player, you sign there, you see James Harden had his jersey retired at the strip club there. You know how much money he's dropped in that club, man? Are you kidding me? Are those clubs? I don't know the club. I ain't never been to any of them in Houston. But you get rid of Harden, you bring in all these new pieces. And then I look at the Houston Rockets today, and they're 11-19. They are dead second to last in the Western Conference. But you didn't want Harden. This is basically a very, very easy, watch what you wish for, you just might get it, i.e. the Houston Rockets. You didn't want Harden. You didn't want Paul. At one point, you didn't want McGrady and Yao anymore. Like, you get rid of guys and you don't rebuild and you don't put pieces back together. I love John Wall, but John Wall honestly is leading your 11-19 team. It's starting to look, and I've always defended John Wall. It's starting to look like the Wizards, Washington, Bradley Beal. Does Wall really want to play? Is Wall at Stadium? I know about that strip club. I know about Stadium in D.C. I know about that club. I mean, they said they lose games, and within 3 hours, he was at the club. Like, popping bottles and, all the ladies around. It's starting to look like it might not be Bill. It might not be the Wizards franchise. It could have been Wall. And like I said, I've always defended Wall. But Wall was what you wanted over Harden. And that Harden-led Nets team, now 22-12. They're half a game out of first place in the Eastern Conference. And I remember when that trade was first made, and people said, oh, they're not going to get along, and they won't be able to share the ball. And I've never seen 3 players get hated on by the media as much as Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, and James Harden does. And then you put these 3 guys together. Guys, they're winning the East. They're winning the East. Ben Simmons can't hit a shot. So Ben Simmons is not just going to be able to drive the ball all series in the playoff series in the Eastern Conference Finals against the Nets, because that's going to be the Eastern Conference Finals. The Eastern Conference Finals is going to be the Nets and the Sixers. It's going to be an all-Atlantic, all-Northeastern Atlantic Eastern Conference Finals. And I'm telling you right now, Ben Simmons can't hit a jump shot. He's not going to be able to just penetrate, put the ball on the floor, and go to the cup every time. And they'll let Embiid score 35 or 40. But you have no answer for Durant. You have no answer for Kyrie. You have no answer for Harden. They're going to have to shoot really well. Tobias is going to have to play out of his mind. Seth Curry is going to have to play out of his mind. You're going to have to really shoot the ball well to win that series. Because you got 3 guys that can go get 45. You got 3 guys that can go get 50. Harden could get 50. Durant could get 50. Kyrie could get 50. Then you got guys that can go do that. That's tough sledding. Tough sledding. Defense is getting better. They brought their points they're giving up over the last 5 games. Brooklyn's brought that point given up per game down 12 points. That's great. That's really, really good, guys. And the problem is you start now to, not the problem, excuse me, the thing is you start now to see them playing together. You start to see all that talk going away. Real quick sidebar, you guys owe Kyrie Irving a fucking apology. There are a lot of people in sports talk radio and TV that owe Kyrie Irving an apology, man. Just a man-to-man, grown-ass man apology. Yo, dog, my bad. Some of the stuff I was saying was a little out of pocket. I probably should have waited to hear what was going on with you. Because remember, they didn't want Kyrie. Kyrie's done. Kyrie's finished. Kyrie should retire. Kyrie he don't want to play no ball. That's all I'm saying. He does not want to play basketball. I've been doing this long enough to know when somebody wants to play some ball. He ain't trying to play no ball. I don't know what's going on with him. He should retire. That's what he should do. You don't want to play? Retire. Go. No. No. Y'all owe Kyrie Irving. And I was on Twitter going off. I know some people looked at my Twitter like, this boy don't want to work for a network. I tell you. He say he do, but goddamn it, he don't tweet like he do. And that shouldn't stop me anyway. If I'm good enough, I should be able to work for the goddamn network anyway. But some of you guys owe Kyrie Irving a huge apology. And don't look now, ladies and gentlemen, but here come the Brooklyn Nets. By the way, they're one game in the loss column back. Excuse me. Yeah, they're one game in the loss column back from having the same record as the Lakers. Think about that now. And I got to go back to it. The Lakers are in trouble. Y'all are in serious trouble. They're getting blown out of these games. LeBron's old. And he's been able to hide behind AD for the last year. It showed he was old 2 years ago when he got hurt. And he didn't want to come back and play. You guys could bang on that and praise all that 36 all you want. Father Time's undefeated. I heard somebody actually say now, LeBron James defeating Father Time. Like, okay. Y'all keep talking that irrational bullshit that you keep hearing because the media, people on the TV and the radio keep saying 36. Oh my God, he's 36. He had a bowl of Rice Krispies today. Can you do that? He's 36. Wow, he wore a baseball cap backwards. That's awesome because he's 36. If you listened to the game the other night, I'm listening to Reggie Miller and Harlan, man, do the Jazz and the Lakers game. Oh, just 36 years old. Oh my God, at 30, it's like, you guys are going to push this narrative. Y'all want him to win an MVP at 36 like Jordan did. Y'all want him to win an MVP late in his career and get the 5 like Jordan did. That's all this is about. It's narrative, media driven. He's not close to the MVP. Not close. Not when you play with a younger, better Anthony Davis. Even when LeBron won 2 of his MVPs in Miami, I'm like, how the fuck do you win the MVP playing with Dwayne Wade? Are you serious? But the media wanted to gush on him and jump all over it. And that was going to be the storyline. That was going to be the media push. And it's been that way ever since. Steph Curry is the MVP. The Lakers are in trouble because they have no AD. And Dennis Schroeder, something else too, quick sidebar. When they made all these changes, their narrative was they got better. I came out on my show. I had Luis Estrada on that covers the Lakers from Spectrum Sports, multi-time Emmy winner for his work at Spectrum. Tell me, no, I don't think they're better either, V. I think you're on this. You don't give up JaVale McGee in that size and Dwight Howard. Y'all see Dwight last night with the Sixers? Did you see Dwight last night with the Sixers? That energy, that attitude, that kind of moxie that the Lakers needed. You gave up Rondo. You're telling me Schroeder's going to be better for you in the long run than Rondo? Not even happening. He won't have none of the games in the postseason that Rondo had in the bubble. I guarantee that. I'll put 100 on it right now, 3-2 odds. Give me 3-2. I'll put 100 right now that Schroeder will have one good playoff game. And guys, never been in a big moment before at a critical point and to run the team. You gave up Rondo for that. You let Bradley go. You didn't bring Bradley back before the bubble. He was your best wing defender. You let Bradley go. JaVale, that size, rebounding, defense, block shots. You remember in the Houston series, they couldn't play those guys because they played small. And then in the following series, they brought them right back in because Denver wanted to go big. And they pretty much punked Joker. Everybody talks about Jokic. Listen, nice player, guys, but you're not winning no championship with him as your one. Your best guy can't have a 2-inch vertical. I'm sorry. Your best guy can't. It was like when Arvydas Sabonis was in the league. Yeah, he's like Portland's best guy at one point. My son Cameron's 14 months as of yesterday. He jumps higher than Sabonis ever did now. And he don't even walk yet. Your best guy can't have a 2-inch vertical leap. So I want to hear about Jokic. But when you lose that size, that's going to matter. I know Danny Green, people like to bang on Danny Green, but now you're kind of down to Caldwell Pope, and he's going through a shooting slump. So you don't have a guy to really come and make up for that. You have this kid Tucker, who's a really nice young player, but you're trusting him in the second round. You're trusting him in the Western Conference Finals possibly to make a play when LeBron kicks it or LeBron dishes it to somebody and AD's not on. Or like that's what you're telling me is going to help them get back to a legitimate championship, a legitimate finals? Because last year was the Mickey Mouse bubblegum shit. It is what it is. 4 months off, you don't get no rep for that. And I said that before the bubble started. So it's not about Laker hate even there or my disdain for LeBron. It's not even that. I said before the bubble started, I'm not respecting wins the championship. They're just off for 4 months. So some players are going to be ready. Some team you can't control. That's unfair. And you're asking them to go now play 18 regular season games and then go right into the playoffs and play for a championship? Nah, man. Hell nah. You got guys rested. You got guys back from injury that wouldn't have been back. Like, real talk. And then you had a lot of guys opt out. They're in a lot of trouble. They can't defend right now. They can't score right now. And it's going to show LeBron's old. All that parking down on the block the last 2 years on defense, that's all he does. He don't get out on the wing and defend. He'll do it when they're front running and he wants to make it look good and be able to say, yeah, I thought I don't play defense anymore. You don't, bro. You don't. You don't play defense like that no more. But it's starting to show now. They're playing no defense. Why? Your defensive leader's hurt. People thought AD should have won Defensive Player of the Year last year, correct? Right? Am I right about that? Right? Weren't the media mad about that? Weren't the fans upset about that? AD should have won Defensive Player of the Year, right? Okay. So your best defensive player and your best offensive player is off the floor now. Now we're going to see 36. Moving on. Some of my disappointments, Boston, what the hell? And I'm going to also, too, bring this back to Kyrie. I thought Kyrie was the problem in Boston, people. I thought Kyrie was the issue, right? It was Kyrie Irving. You're telling me Marcus Smart being out means that much? Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are both averaging over 25 a night. What's the problem, Boston? Oh, okay. I'm just asking. And I like Jason Tatum. I don't think he's Kobe-ish the way some people are trying to make him out to be because he's a big Kobe fan and he worked with Kobe. You could drop 27 a night, though, bro. But, like, is it a winning 27? I don't even like using the word efficient because if you're on pace, you're on pace. Last night, somebody said something to Shaq about Embiid being 5 or 13 with 16 points. Shaq said, don't matter. He on pace. On pace for his 30. Get that nerd shit out of it. That's that nerd shit. Get that nerd shit out of sports. That nerd shit's killed sports. Oh, it's not efficient. Bro, it doesn't matter. They're up at the half by 12, and he's halfway to what he averages. That efficient shit, who cares? Did he win? Did he get buckets? All right, then. Oh, he wasn't a 300 batter. How many home runs did he hit? How many runs did he score? How many RBIs did he hit? How many doubles did he hit? Only hit 285 or career 291. How many home runs did he hit? How many times did he score? How many RBIs did he have? I want to know that. Give me that stat. Sports is a short list. Wins, losses, and championships are dessert. Practice is appetizers. That's it. I don't want to hear about efficiency and all this other shit. Put the points up. Because then when you get an efficient guy like Steph Curry, who's 30 points a game right now at a 90, 50, 40 clip, no one's batting an eye. He's the MVP, man, not LeBron. Boston, in trouble. The Miami Heat, I told you guys, don't talk to me about the bubble. Who was in the finals last year? The Lakers and the Heat. The Heat are coming off that 4-month break, too. They just kind of clicked. Were they better than Philly? Were they better than Toronto? Were they better than Boston? Were they better than the Bucks? Were they a better team than them? No. Duncan Robinson's going to be this new big fade, this new big NBA shooter. Go check his stats this year. Go check his three-point percentage this year. Go check where he's shooting at right now this year. He's only hitting 3 a game. I got it right here in my notes. He's only hitting 3 threes a game. Down from 5.5. League figures you out real fast. Talked about the Nuggles already, 16 and 14. I think I was wrong about the Nuggets because I thought the Jazz would be the team to kind of stay where they were, and then the Nuggets would take the leap. The Jazz have taken the leap, and the Nuggets are just kind of where they are. We might have seen the best Nuggets team already. Of this current roster that the Nuggets have right now, we might have seen the best Nuggets team that we're going to see. I mean, how do they get better? The Mavs at 13 and 15. Well, that's changed since I wrote these notes down. Let me give you 15 and 16 are the Mavs. Porzingis is starting to just look soft. Luka's the real deal. I like Tim Hardaway Jr. there. I like the team they got there. They need a bona fide too. It's not Porzingis. And let's get real, guys. I mean, and if you think about it, in the first round, they did take they're the 7th seed. They did take the Clippers to 7, but it takes a deep 3 from Luka in overtime to tie that series up at 2, or they go down 3-1 and that series is over. Luka's the real deal. Offensively, passing, shooting, driving, getting his teammates involved. Luka's definitely the real deal, but he needs a bona fide 2. His 2 is not Porzingis. Porzingis would be a 2.5 or a 3 for me. They've got to make a deal this season. They got to go after somebody. I'd be calling Phoenix and asking what does Phoenix want for Booker. Could you imagine if you put Booker next to Luka in the Western Conference in today's league where there's very little defense played and it's a glorified LA league? Rick Bucher from Fox Sports the other day was quoted by saying it's an AAU league. The quality of watching the game is not that great. And I started this whole segment by telling you guys, this is the worst era that I've seen in my lifetime of the NBA. I started watching in about 83, 84, 85 in that era. Is when I started watching a lot of NBA. This is the worst I've ever seen the league. 11 teams are over 500. Boston's under 500. The Heat are 13 and 17, and they were just in the finals. The Nuggets are only 2 games over 500. The Mavs are under 500. How the hell are the Pelicans under 500? Zion, Ingram, Lonzo, Hart, JJ. Like, how are the Pelicans under 500? 14 and 18. Sacramento 12 and 20. They were supposed to take, there was another, Sacramento was going to take that step. They were going to make that move. No. The league is horrible right now. And my poor Pistons. I got to bang on my 9 and 23. We don't have the worst record in the league. That belongs to the Minnesota Timberwolves. That is a piss poor ran franchise. They are 7 and 26. Some other teams I look around at, that surprises me if I went back to the East. The Wizards, the Hawks. The Hawks are a little surprising because they do have Trae Young. And listen, I don't like banging on Trae Young because I think it's easy to do. And I don't like easy sports talk. I don't like anything being easy to me. I don't like low-hanging fruit. I like to go really find things, interesting and find things to talk about. I think it's easy to bang on Trae Young. But somebody did post something the other day I saw that said without free throws, he's a 13-point per game score. And that was really telling to me. And that was very, very, very telling to me. Now, if he was an 18 or a 19 point per game score without free throws, I probably wouldn't have taken the tweet the way that I did, but it did bring up and raise a good point. If you're 13 without the free throws and you're averaging 25, 26, that's, you're hitting 14 free throws, 14, 15 free throws a game. That is something for me to think about. That is something for me to look at and go, I didn't think about it that way. 11, 12 more points from the line per game. Without that, he's a 13%. He's not a high percentage guy. Shoots a lot of deep threes. They have Rondo on that team. You get a draft pick. You have some young talent. I mean, I think maybe they're a 500 team. I'm not sure about 14 and 18, but a 500 team. Charlotte, 15 and 16. Chicago, 15 and 16. The Knicks are 16 and 17. They're trying. Toronto, 16 and 17, and then the Indiana Pacers are 15 and 15. So there's only 3 teams. There's only 3 teams in the Eastern Conference that's over 500 heading into the All-Star break. That's bad quality basketball. It's turned into glorified NBA. And I warned you guys it is 4 or 5 years ago that the league was going in the opposite direction. I don't want to hear about ratings. And the ratings are in the toilet now. That ratings jump wasn't going to last. Fans get fed up with things very, very fast. And there's so much other thing. There's so many other things to watch. There's so much to occupy our mind and our screen time and our face and our attention. There's so many other things that the NBA isn't good enough to hold the sports fans' attention right now. You got UFC fights on the Tuesday night. You got boxing matches on the Wednesday, Thursday. COVID's thrown things out of joke. It's thrown things kind of out of course and out of control. But I tell you, man, it's looking bad. Nobody's watching these NBA shows where you're talking basketball. Nobody's watching this shit. It's corny. This is what I've been warning people about. You've done the sports talk, television, and radio, just to the league itself. And we keep trying to just push clickbait and false narrative down people's throats. It's going to affect the product, and now it has. Nobody plays defense. It's just running up. Watch an NBA game, man, and just watch how many threes get hoisted up back to back by teams. Shoot a 3, miss, bring it down. Shoot a 3, miss, bring it down. Move it around, penetrate, drop. Oh, kick out, shoot another 3, hit. Inbound, bring it down this way, move the ball a little bit. Oh, stop it, step back, 3-point shot. Like, it's crazy. The 3-point attempts per game was up, and the most per game is happening right now in NBA history. As far as how many 3-pointers that teams put up per night. It's not a lot of movement. It's a lot of isolation and pick and roll. Everybody runs the same pick and roll. I don't understand how people don't stop this stuff because they're just not committed to it. You can never play this vanilla half-ass offense that you played back in the day where guys can actually put a forearm on you or stick a body on you on the screen. These guys wouldn't last. This style just wouldn't last. You can't play small. You're taking a big man. It's not good for the sport when you take positions away. So let's say, we're just going to throw the ball all the time in the NFL, and it eventually took running backs away. It already did it with fullbacks, and that's a bad thing. That's why teams can't run the football. I had a stat where I talked about, here it is. I'm going to love this. I love how that segues to that. There are only 9 running backs in the NFL this year. This is what happens when you take, and I'm doing a quick flip here, but this is what happens when you take positions away from sports. The fullback position has been taken out of the NFL. It's been taken out of football. There are only 9 backs this year. Over 1,000 yards, guys. Only 9. One of them was a quarterback. 2 of those guys were only 2 of those 9 were over 1,200 yards. Losing the fullback was not a good thing. On the flip side, you had 18 1,000-yard receivers. And the top 15 of those receivers were targeted over 129 times through the year. I'm going to just leave that for you guys. Y'all want me to say it again for you? You want me to say it again for you? 9 running backs over 1,000 yards. 1 was a quarterback. Only 2 of those 9 ran for over 1,200. While 18 receivers were over 1,000 yards, and those top 15 were all targeted over 129 times. 7 receivers had 100 catch season. One of them was a tight end, Travis Kelce. That shows you what I'm talking about right there, how they've taken the fullback out of football, how it's affected the running game, and that's not a good thing. You've taken the center out of basketball. You've taken the big man out of basketball. That hasn't made the league better. It's made the league worse. More bad jump shooters, more bad defense. Nobody knows how to even defend the post anymore. You don't even really see great post moves. Like Embiid's just, I'm bigger than everybody. I'm bigger than everybody. I'm just going to go in the hole and just do what I got to do. Give me the ball, just my teammates look for me and give me the ball. It's time for me to just go with the work down there and score the buckets and get the rebound. That's my Joel Embiid impression. Y'all like that? I've been working on that. Y'all like that? That was good, wasn't it? I know that was good.
Because y'all know I got my Shaq. I'm always have my Shaq. Shaq's never going to go anywhere. The problem with these guys, they don't have a go-to move. Gotta have a go-to move. Barbecue chicken. When that's barbecue chicken, give me the fork. Barbecue chicken, give me the fork. Let me eat. And B is, I want to go to play the basketball, and get the ball in the post and do the moves and get the buckets. And my teammates trust me to get so. I'm still looking for Rihanna, though. I hope Rihanna wants to be with me because I'm an all-star now. That goes off of, when he said he wanted to date Rihanna, she was like, she only dates all-stars. So he had to make an all-star team. But the NBA is bad right now. I think your MVPs are either Steph or Embiid, maybe Harden. And the league is starting to separate itself. That's another thing you're starting to see right now. The league is starting to separate itself. Teams are starting to separate away from the pack, especially in the Eastern Conference. The Eastern Conference, I believe, is going to be Brooklyn with the best record there. I think they're coming out of the East. And the West, I can't call it. I don't know what Laker team I'm going to get. I don't know what Clipper team I'm going to get. And I might be a year late because last year on The Odd Couple on Fox Sports Radio with Chris Broussard, I said that it wouldn't surprise me that if the Lakers nor the Clippers came out of the Western Conference. And I might be a year late on that because if the Jazz somehow come out you look at Phoenix, they get Chris Paul and they have DJ Ayton out there and they have Devin Booker. They're sitting at 2011. They're 2 games in the win column behind the Lakers. They're full game behind the Lakers in the standings. They could easily jump up and be the 3rd seed. And if you looked right now just across the entire league, Utah's number 1, the Clippers are 2, the Lakers are 3. But between the 2nd seed and the 7th seed league-wide, it's 2.5 games difference. So that can all change and will change over the next week. Everything's just not going to continue to just go as it's going down. Teams are not just going to continue to win as they've been winning. Somebody's going to jump in and go on the winning streak here or go on the losing streak here. So, also too, the Pelicans, just last thing on the NBA, I can't call it. I'm trying to figure out Zion, Hart, Lonzo, Ingram, and that team is severely under 500. Is it coaching? But you can't be sitting league right now, number 22 in the league, 14-18. Not good. Also, too, right now, Luka's averaging 30-9. That's also a surprise to me. I didn't think he would jump up that high. And Harden leading the league in assists again. That was also a surprise to me at 11.1 assists a game. All right, enough of that. This next topic I'll wrap the show up with today is I want to talk about. Matter of fact, let me give you guys this real quick. I came up with, and I'm gonna speed through this, and then we're gonna get to my top 10 greatest team athletes of all time, and then I'm gonna wrap up today's show. I came up with my most overrated athletes of all time. My most overrated athletes, team or individual. Didn't matter. Team or individual. I said these, I believe, are the most overrated athletes of all time. And I'll give you a quick tidbits on them. And we'll start with Mark Mcguire and Albert Pujols. Juiced, average fielders, and Pujols, we don't even know how old he really is. So his career to me has been very overrated, along with Mark Mcguire. It's like you've been a juicer your whole career. You was juicing in Oakland when you was the Bash brothers with Jose Canseco. And like I said, they're both average as fielders. That's how they were. I know Pujols kind of gets a lot of credit for the fielder is. You play first base, dude. You don't have to do much. You're an average fielder. Lance Armstrong. Every major race he won, he was under PEDs. Enough said. Clyde Drexler. I think Clyde Drexler is severely overrated because, honestly, if you really look at the two guards, I think you could put him behind MJ, of course, Kobe, of course, Wes, Wade, T-Mac, and Jesus Shuttlesworth. That would have made Clyde Drexler like the 7th or 8th best two guard of all time. And he never won anything without Akeem Olajuwon. Didn't win any college without Olajuwon. Got to the NBA, got to a finals, got waxed, got embarrassed by the Pistons and Jordan. And not back-to-back years, but 2 out of 3 years. Because they went in 90 and then they went in 92. And got waxed, got embarrassed. By Isaiah and the Bad Boys. And by Michael Jordan. You don't really remember, like, where's his moments in the league? Where's those big shots? Where's those moments that go, oh, y'all remember when Clyde Drexler did that? You can't find those. I was going to put down David Robinson, and then I did a little research. He didn't do anything until Duncan showed up, and I know people want to say that. But he is a career 21-10 guy, 51% from the field. Won the great free throw shooter, which was amazing. I thought he was a lot better than he was. But no, he wasn't. He was only 73%. He took forever and breathed, closed his eyes, and mumbled his lips and shit. None of that ever worked. He's an 8-time all-defensive player. He was a 92 defensive player of the year. He won the MVP in 95. He's a 10-time all-NBA. He led the league in blocks. He led the league in total rebounds. And he led the league in scoring. So he led the league in 3 separate categories in 3 separate years. The blocks is in 91-92. The total rebounds is in 90. You can bring him over here. And the points championship when he scored 73 on the last day of the year against the... Hey, what's going on, Pimpin'?
See you later, man.
All right, see ya. Oh, look who joined the show. Oh, look who's in the show. Oh, it's the show. Oh, hit to come in the show. Oh, yo, you know what? Let me get some of those Honey Nut Cheerios in this cup. And that'll help me out to finish the show. Oh, look who joined the show. Oh, he done the show. He didn't wake up. He got the bedhead. Oh, he got the bedhead. Those of you guys that are listening to me on Spreaker.com right now, iHeartRadio, my son has just joined me in my home studio, and he just woke up. And people on the camera can see his afro is all over the place. You just up in here birching and you just came into the studio, just burping and belching. So I was gonna put David Robinson on the list, but then I thought to myself, I wanted to do a little more research. And he went to high school in my hometown. He went to Osborne Park High School in Manassas, which is in Prince William County, where I'm from. I'm from that county, just not from Manassas. And actually, I think Manassas County is exactly where that was at that time. So, to continue with my most overrated athletes of all time, Ocho Cinco. And I like Ocho. I think Ocho's a cool guy. I think Ocho's a good, I think Ocho's a cool guy. I think Ocho is fun and entertaining. But I don't think he ever made his team serious, like, contenders. Like, and he never put them over the top. And I think sometimes as a receiver, you got to be able to put your team over the top and make them serious contenders. I never felt Ocho did that. I thought he was great for TV. I thought he was great for the media. I thought he was great for a soundbite. And I think he's got a real cool personality. I love watching the podcast that he's got with Fred Taylor and Brandon Marshall and Channing Crowder. I watched maybe 5 or 6 episodes of that. I just never felt that Ocho Cinco was that guy that put you over the top. Next was Phil Mickelson. Only 5 majors. I think he severely overachieved. He's been known and called to be lazy, and he was never close to Tiger. He has 42 career wins. That's about 25 to 30 short career wins for that Tiger Woods has. And he's not even close in majors. He's 13 majors behind Tiger Woods. He'll never catch that. And people will tell you in the golfing world that he was clearly one of the most pure, talented golfers of all time. As far as just picking up a club and going out there, especially with the irons, he's been called the greatest iron player ever. And just picking up clubs and just going out there and just playing and getting it done. Phil Mickelson was a bad boy. But he didn't put in the Tiger hours. He didn't put in the hours that some of these other people do. And I think that, to me, has him overrated. People talk about him as this great golfer. He's a great golfer. I don't think he's really achieved what he should have. Maurice Green from track. If you guys remember Mo Green, and my main reason why he's overrated, because he's almost forgettable, right? I mean, when you think about sprinters over history, Usain Bolt, of course, Carl Lewis, Edwin Moses, Michael Johnson, Tyson Gay, Gatling, Johan Blake from Jamaica, Otto Bolton from Canada. And Otto Bolton, if y'all remember, Otto Bolton ran with his socks on. He wore socks when he ran. And Mo Green ran with socks too. I never understood that. Mo Green ran with the socks. I thought Mo Green was overrated. Jim Kelly. Listen, guys, there's nothing good about 4 straight Super Bowl losses. Stop it. Oh, they made it there. Come on, man. We don't do sports that way. You lost. 4 straight, exactly, right? 4 straight Super Bowls and they lost. Right, kiddo? That's what Cam is agreeing with me. Y'all know y'all hear him and see him right here. Brett Favre, one Super Bowl win. He got beaten another. He's all-time in interceptions at 336. I mean, when you think about that's more than, Blanda, and Vinny Testaverde, and France Harkins, and the Snead, Johnny Unitas, Peyton Manning, Dan Marino. Like, he threw the most interceptions ever in history. And he's got one Super Bowl, and he got beaten the other one. I'm still trying to figure out this legendariness of Brett Favre. And I got him on my list as overrated players. Also, too, I have Sidney Crosby. And I like Sidney Crosby, but I can't find enough to make him not overrated. I'm thinking Sidney Crosby should be a whole lot more than what he is. I think we look at Alex Ovechkin as a better player and a more legendary player. Sidney Crosby he was like the reincarnation of Mario Lemieux, And Mario Lemieux is great, but I think there's 5 or 6 hockey players you name before you get to Super Mario. If I had to sit and think about it, I think there might be, because you got to put a goalie or two in there. Those guys count too. And there's just been some real historic guys on the ice. And I think maybe 5 or 6 is where he would come in. And I don't think Sidney Crosby's even in that 5 or 6 or top 10. I think you could probably name top 10 hockey players before you got to Sidney Crosby. But for what he is talked about being, to me, it draws an overration. And then, of course, LeBron James. He cheated the true competition balance of sports. Front runs, and he's hit in too many moments. I understand he's got the championships. I understand he's got the MVPs. But I always have felt he is severely overrated. And I'll go into deeper detail in that. So we'll move on. My last topic I want to finish up. Greatest team sport athletes of all time. I want to give some honorable mention people first who didn't make the top 10. Ken Griffey, Barry Bonds, Bo Jackson, Magic, Bird, and Walter Payton. All guys that didn't make my top 10, but to me, they're all honorable mention guys that can be on your top 10. And that's fine. If they're on your top 10, that's cool. I got no beef with it. But I want to start first with Jim Brown. Jim Brown, to me, is the guy who created the real running backs that we see today. And he would be a lot higher. And if I had to redo this list, he might be a lot higher. But I got some heavy hitters on my list, guys. 9-time Pro Bowler, 8-time All-Pro, 3-time MVP. Won an NFL championship, not the Super Bowl. It was before the Super Bowl. But he won an NFL championship with Otto Graham as his quarterback. He was the 1957 AP Offensive Player of the Year. 2,300 carries over his career for 12,000 yards, 106 touchdowns. He still holds the record for highest average per carry, 5.2. 9 years where he played in the league at over 1,000. 7 of them years. And then the other 2 years, he had 996 and 942. So he was right there on the cusp of 9 straight 1,000-yard rushing seasons. And in other years, he had 1527, 1863, 1544, 1446, 1408. 2 times in his career, ran for 17 touchdowns. And he has a 104.3 yard per game career average. So over his career, he averaged 100 yards a game. That's hard to do. Led the NFL 8 years of the 9 in rushing and TDs and rushing per game. Even as a receiver, caught 262 passes for 2,500 yards, 20 touchdowns. That's almost 10 yards a catch. So he was kind of that back, too, that helped invent what we now call the screen pass or the swing pass. He was also an All-American in lacrosse at Syracuse, too. Started every game that he ever played in Cleveland. Started every single game. At number 9 on my top list, top players, a lot of comments too. I'm going to get to these. Bonnie Chambers is in here going in today. She is talking. Valini, what up, mama? Valini in the building. She says Steph is the MVP. Let me see what else we got here. All right, sorry guys. I did not know that all these people were in here talking in the chat room on my IG. I appreciate you guys, man. My number 9 is Jerry Rice. First round pick, 16th overall, 3-time Super Bowl champ. Most people would call the GOAT of receivers, right? He's either GOAT of receivers. You're not going to let Daddy finish this? 1987 Offensive Player of the Year, 93 Offensive Player, AP Player of the Year, 13-time Pro Bowler. He has 10 All-Pros, led the NFL in yards 6 times, led the NFL in touchdown receptions 6 times. He has 1,500 receiving catches for 23,000 yards and 197 touchdowns, which is still tops today. Nobody scored more receiving touchdowns than Jerry Rice. 13 times in his career, he started 16 games. That's longevity. That's longevity. And he even did it once. He even did it when he was 40 and 41. So at 40, he started 16 games, and at 41, he started 16 games out of the 13 times he did it. He even has some rushes, too. They give him a little end-around rushes. I don't need to throw those stats out there. They weren't that great. But Jerry Rice, so many people can say he's the GOAT receiver. I'll go with Randy Moss, but Jerry Rice is right there for me at number 9. Number 8 is Kobe Bryant. First-round draft pick, 13th overall. We know about the 5 championships. He's 4th in scoring all time, 25-5-5, 45% career from the field, 33% career from three-point line, 85% career from the free throw line, 18-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, all-defensive team, 4 times All-Star, 12 times all-defensive team, 4-time All-Star game MVP. And just the killer of killers, man. The 07-08 MVP. He made champions of guys like Pau Gasol, who was a 19-8 guy at Memphis. Bynum. Nobody wanted Odom. Sasha. Artest was thrown away. Trevor Ariza has always just been a guy. I mean, honestly, Trevor Ariza has been a guy. He's gone to other teams. Trevor Ariza was on the Houston team I talked about earlier today. Didn't help him against the Warriors. But he plays with Kobe, he gets 2 rings. And all those guys are seen as average or good players. They never created, they never cheated the game, and he never cheated the game. Kobe never cheated the game. He didn't try to cheat the game on the competitive balance. He didn't try to cheat the game by flopping. He didn't try to cheat the game by being a crybaby ass to the referees all the time. Like some other players today, Kobe just never cheated the game of basketball. And that's why I have him at number 8. Number 7, I had to throw a lady in here because y'all know how I am about the ladies. Y'all know how I feel about my black queens out there. Then I'm always going to represent my black queens, even in the top 10 list of individual sports athletes of all time. And at number 7, I got Miss Cynthia Cooper. Miss Cynthia Cooper, I wanted to put Cheryl Miller in, but Cheryl didn't play in the WNBA. So I think, and I know it wasn't around for her, but I mean, it kind of just is what it is. But she might be the baddest female basketball player of all time. But I did get to see Cynthia Cooper win 4 championships, 4 finals MVPs, career scoring 21 points a game. She led the WNBA in scoring 3 times, 87% from the free throw line, 38% from the three-point line, 2-time MVP, and she helped usher in women's pro basketball in that allocated draft where each team had back-to-back picks. And she was an older woman, like from the girls that were getting picked. She was a little older, and Houston still sought to make her their first pick. So I had to put a sister on here and give a sister a shout out for my top 10 list of greatest team sport athletes of all time. Okay, cool. So number 6, I got Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter. And the reason why I got Derek Jeter on my list is for one simple reason. Derek Jeter is that superstar that just got it. He got it. Like when somebody goes, man, he gets it. That guy gets it. That guy over there, Derek Jeter just got it. You can have your ladies. You can have your parties. You can date celebrities. You can date Madonna. You can date all these different women and have all these women and all this fame and live in New York and just lay low, man. You don't have to be in the press. You don't have to be in the news. You don't have to be, the front runner and all that. And then at the end of the day, guess what? Just show up to the ballpark and ball out. And that's all Derek Jeter ever did was show up and ball out. I mean, if I had to throw some numbers out there with you guys, 5 Golden Gloves, 5 World Series MVP, 14-time All-Star, career 310, 1,900 runs, 1,300 RBIs, 358 stolen bases. 5 times he led the league in plate appearances, which means 5 times in his career he went up to the plate more than anybody. Durability. Led the league 1 time in runs, 2 times in hits. 24 home runs was his best in 99. He averaged 77 RBIs and 15 home runs. 12 times he hit over 300 in 20 years. That's crazy. 12 times he hit over 300 in 20 years. Derek Jeter just got it. And a first-round pick, number 6 overall. Like, he was touted to be great and lived up to all of it. Now, these next top 5, I've switched around a little bit because I had Tom Brady at 5 and Gretzky at 4, but I dropped Gretzky down to 5 and moved Brady up to 4 because my 1, 2, 3, I think, is well-deserved. So let's go with Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky, all-time points leader at number 5. 4-time championship. He won 9 Hart trophies. He won 10 Ross trophies. 15-time All-Star. All-time leading points leader. All-time leading assist leader. All-time leading goals leader. He led the league in points 11 times in the league when he played. He is hockey. If you walk around town and ask anybody, name one hockey player. Name one legendary hockey player. Most people are going to go, Wayne Gretzky? Everybody knows who Wayne Gretzky is. Wayne Gretzky, kid, played football for Oaks Christian, a high school that I call football games for and cover. He played, his kid played for them. So Gretzky's still relevant out here in L.A. Of course, he had all those years in Edmonton, then came down here with the Kings for 9 years, and then was the toast of L.A. and just living it up here in Los Angeles. I would have loved to see what it was like to be a big-time star athlete in L.A. back then, man, with no camera phones and no social media to tell all your business every moment of every day. But Wayne Gretzky's at number 5. Number 4, I got Tom Brady. I know people want him at number 1. I know people want him right under Jordan, but I got 2 guys that I think you guys will agree with that's under who my number 1 is. But Tom Brady's got the 7 rings. He's got 5 Super Bowl MVPs. He's number 1 overall history, touchdowns. Number 2 in yards. Number 2 in completions. The Patriot way, it looked like it was shown that it wasn't the Patriot way. It was the Tom Brady way. He takes average receivers, honestly, and makes them accountable. The only star receiver, big-time receiver he ever had was Randy Moss. We didn't know who Welker was. He was cut by 2 previous teams. Julian Edelman played quarterback at a FCS school. He wasn't even a receiver. 3 MVPs, 14-time Pro Bowl, 3 times All-Pro. He's the Offensive Player of the Year twice in 2007 and 2010. He was 11-1 his senior year in Michigan. He won that the Orange Bowl, against that Sean Alexander-led Alabama team, 41-38. A lot of people like to go back to college and go, well, he didn't even start at college. That was just Michigan trying to keep Drew Henson around because they knew George Steinbrenner was coming with a $25 million contract for George Henson to come out of Michigan and go play go play baseball. It didn't work out for Drew Henson. Not George Henson, Drew. It didn't work out for Drew Henson. Drew Henson eventually couldn't hit a curveball. Went to the NFL. Ended up with the Cowboys. Parcells gave him a shot there. So at number 3, you want to get down, buddy? Okay, you can get down. And you want to get all these Honey Nut Cheerios up off the floor that you spilt all in the home, the sports bat cave? Don't look up at me, man, all shocked. Get these Cheerios up off the floor. Now, Honey Nut Cheerios all over the place. All right, so Tom Brady's at number 4, Gretzky at number 5. Number 3, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is number 3 on my list for my top 10 greatest team sports athletes of all time. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 6 championships, 6 MVPs, number 1 in scoring, number 3 in rebounds. He was 82-2 at UCLA, guys. At 67, they went 30-0, and then he went 21-21 back-to-back years. And he created a shot that can't be defended. Like, he created a shot, the hook shot. He created a shot. And then won his championship with the Lakers, was part of Showtime, the goggles, then did all his activist work. And I wanted to say that also, too, about Jim Brown. All his activist work with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and with another guy that's on this list, and Muhammad Ali. Now, Muhammad Ali would be on my list, too, but this is team sports. Remember that, guys. We're talking team sports. So no Ali, no Serena, no Tiger. I'll get those guys in on another show. I'm going to have my top 10 individual athlete list of all time. Number 2, I had Bill Russell. Bill Russell's got the 11 championships. He's got 1 as a coach. His finals MVP award is named after him. He faced more hard time and more racism when he played than anybody in sports history, probably other than Jackie Robinson. And Boston is a very, very racist town. Boston's a very racist town. So I can only imagine what Bill Russell was going through. And Casey Jones and those other guys on those teams and that time, those black players playing at that time. But, when I think about number 1 in blocks, number 2 in rebounds, and he joined up with Jim Brown, Kareem, Malcolm, Ali. Like, he was a man's man as far as standing up for something and standing up for justice and social injustice. And I can just only imagine what he had to deal with and go through when he played. I'm pretty sure it wasn't very pretty at all. And therefore, in the 11 championships, guys, I don't care who they're playing against, how many people in the league, he's got the 11 rings, and somebody thinks something about him because he's one of these staples in NBA and basketball history, and the Finals MVP trophy is named after him. And they'll never change that. It's the Larry O'Brien trophy, right? The one you win for the NBA championship. They're not going to change that. They're not going to change what the name of the trophy is. The name of the trophy, the Finals MVP trophy, is... Now, if he says, I think we should change the name to Kobe because they need to change the logo to Kobe, then it is what it is. Let's do it. And number 1 on my list for team sport athletes of all time, this is not even a question. It is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. 6 chips, 2 years absence, career 31 points per game, 2 gold medals, 5 MVPs. He was a national player of the year, national championship in college. He's number 5 in points all time, and that's taking 2 years off. And I was dealing with the Pistons and dealing with the Knicks and dealing with the Lakers and dealing with the Celtics and the Sixers and the Hawks and the Cavs and Shaq and Penny. Mike went all against. He went through everybody. Rain Man and Peyton, Stockton and Malone, Ewing, Barkley. Like, he went through Reggie. He went through everybody. He is the greatest team sport athlete of all time. And he's undefeated when the money's on the table. That's too underappreciated nowadays, man. He's undefeated when the money's on the table. That matters. And King Janae, 23. LeBron is not the MVP, dog. Stop that shit. You know what you get, man. Where the whistle at? Where the whistle at? This what you get, man, for just coming in with that, bruh. Y'all not. LeBron James is not the MVP. But Michael Jordan is the number 1 greatest sports athlete of all time. So, to just go back to my top 10, my honorable mentions were Walter Payton, Bird, Magic, Bo, Ken Griffey Jr., and Bonds. Number 10 was Jim Brown, the 1 championship. He created the running back position of the running back position we know today. Number 9 was Jerry Rice, 3-time championship. Offensive player of the year twice. Most catches, most yards, most receiving touchdowns. I don't think that's a question. Kobe Bryant, number 8, 5 championships, 4th in scoring, 25-5, the 12 times all defense. That tells me something right there. That means you are a team player. For people that's like, you're selfish. You don't be selfish to play defense. That's not what selfish is. Selfish is wanting to win. Yeah, I want to win. Ain't no I in team. Yeah, there's a me in that motherfucker. That's what he told Shaq, right? That's what Shaq said at his memorial, right? Yeah, there's a me in that motherfucker, though. 45% from the field, 85% from the line, 18-time All-Star. And, he's an icon, and he will be embroidered in history, and just he'll be cemented an icon forever. He's a legend forever. Number 7, I always got to give a love to one of my black queens because I love my black women out there, and I love to incorporate them into my sports talk and my network. Number 7 was Cynthia Cooper, 4-time champ, 4-time MVP. At the finals, she's 21 points a game. She helped usher in the WNBA. The WNBA that Kobe was speaking so big about and that people don't respect and watch like they should. I try to really do watch my WNBA. I try to get my games in. I really do so I can support the sisters that's out there, man, because it's a lot of sisters out there. 2-time league MVP, and she was the first pick for the Houston. God, I forget the name. They're not the Rockets, because the Houston Rockets is the men's team. I'll think about it. God, that escapes me. I'm sorry about that. Number 6, I had Derek Jeter, the 5 championships, the 5 Golden Gloves, and he's just Derek Jeter. The guy just got it. You have fun, you play hard, you show up every day, and you can still date Madonna and mess with all the women and have all the honey dips and be invited to everything and be on every exclusive list and be the face of the most known franchise and logo in the world, the Dallas Star or the New York Yankee hat or the pinstripe. Derek Jeter just got it, man, and he won. Simple as that. Number 5 was Wayne Gretzky, all-time in points, goals, and assists. 14 times he led the league in assists, like 14 times. He wasn't just a great goal scorer. That's a great teammate. Like I'm gonna set somebody else up. Not only am I gonna lead the league in score, I'm gonna lead the league in assists. Like that's dope. in hockey. He was at number 4. Tom Brady was at number 5. He's got the 6-7 rings, the 5 Super Bowl MVPs. It wasn't the Patriot way. It was the Brady way. And he showed it. And he took the Brady way to Tampa. They won a Super Bowl in his first year. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was at number 3 with the 4 chips, the 6 chips, the 6 MVPs, number 1 in scoring, number 3 in rebounding. He was at UCLA. He went 88-2. They went undefeated, won the championship one year, and then the following 2 years they went 29-1. And also in high school, I forget about high school. High school, he went 86-0. He didn't lose a game in high school. He lost 2 games in high school and college. That's how great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was. And he has the hook shot. He created a shot. Y'all like my hook? How my hook shit look? He created a shot that you just can't defend, even still to this day. Bill Russell was at number 2 for me. The 11 championships, won as a coach, first black coach in the NBA, first black coach to win a win a championship in the NBA, and the Finals MVP trophy that we always got. Finals MVP. He got the Finals MVP. That trophy is named after Bill Russell. That means a whole lot. And number 1, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the 6 championships, the 6-0 in finals, the 6 finals MVPs, the 5 finals MVPs, the number 5 all-time scoring, 31 points a game, 2 gold medals, national championship, national player of the year. I mean, what else did the man have to do? And he is the sneaker king. Like, he is the reason why. Michael Jordan is the reason why we care about sneakers the way we do. Michael Jordan is the reason why we look down at people's feet. Like, think about that. Let that marinate for a second. Let that marinate in your cerebellum for a minute. Michael Jordan is the reason why we look down at our feet and look down at other people's feet and order sneakers online and wait to see the release dates and wait in line. Michael Jordan is the reason for all of that. So he is the GOAT of team sports athletes. And then, of course, I know you guys don't like my overrated list, but LeBron didn't make the greatest team sport athlete list. He did make the overrated list. You guys can see it. He didn't make this list. See, this list is all pretty and colored. Y'all see how I did that? And then this list is just, it's just black and white. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't get no color. Jim Kelly, Mo Green, Sidney Crosby, Phil Mickelson, Ocho, Mark Mcguire. Mark Mcguire, Pujols, I think I'm right on. Like Mark Mcguire, right? Like Mark Mcguire, right? You juiced your whole career like nothing you did. It's like Lance Armstrong. I got Lance Armstrong on here. Every major race you ever won, you were juiced. You never won anything legit. You're super overrated. And then LeBron, he cheated the true competitive balance of sports. And when you do that, to me, that overrates everything you're gonna go do. You can't set it up and then go win and then go, I'm the GOAT, I'm the greatest, yay, me. Let me go drug the boxer before the fight and then go knock him out. Yeah, I'm the greatest, me. Yeah. Man, get out of here. So, great show today, man. I love this, man. Oh, good. Almost 2 hours today. I love it. Got a lot in. I will jump back in tomorrow and give you guys some more. We'll talk a little more NBA. I smell my son. He just crawled over here next to me. I smell him. So it's time to go. It's time to go change. You really just crawled over to me smelling like that, son? Are you kidding me? You really just... Oh my God. I forgot this one. I had a number 11, but I didn't know where to put him. But I couldn't leave off Jackie Robinson. 28 years old when he debuted in the league. MVP, won Rookie of the Year, 16 All-Star. He won a 55 World Series. And 55, he won a World Series, also a batting title. And 4,900 plate appearances, 1,500 hits. He had 137 home runs. He batted career .311. He had 734 RBIs, 197 stolen bases. From Pasadena, California. He went to Murrell Technical High School out here in Pasadena, California, which is about 30 minutes from me. About 25 minutes with no traffic with the way 20 minutes with no traffic with the way I drive the Batmobile. So Jackie Robinson was another guy that I just couldn't figure out where to put into my list. I have him on here, but when I looked, I'm like, damn, Jackie Robinson, where does he go? He doesn't have the gaudy numbers because he didn't get into the league and debut until he was 28 years old. So, and I think he only played 6 or 7 seasons, 7 seasons in the majors. But he was the color barrier guy. He broke the color barrier in baseball. So I had a hard time figuring, but I wanted to keep him on the list. So I had 11. And if I had to put him somewhere, what do you guys think? You think he would Is he over Gretzky? Is he over Gretzky at 5? Can I slide him in at 5 and slide Gretzky down to 6? That would slide Jeter down to 7. But that pushes Cynthia Cooper to 8. I didn't want her that low. I wanted a black woman at least on my top 7, but I guess it's okay. Maybe I flip-flop Jerry Rice and Jim Brown. Jim Brown goes to 9. All right, I mean, Jim Brown goes to 10. Jerry Rice goes to 11. Kobe slides to 9. I think I could put him there. I can't put him over Jabbar, Russell, and Jordan. I can't put Jackie Robinson over those guys. Their longevity counts for something. And Jordan, 6 for 6 in the finals. That shit counts for something. So, all right, man, I'm going to wrap up today's show. Like I said, I smell my son, and it is lunchtime here in the Husky house. We're going to get some lunch going. Buddy. What we having today? What are we having for lunch? You're going to have all these Honey Nut Cheerios all over the floor in Daddy's studio. That's what you're going to have. We're going to pick these up, and people hear this right now. This is live. People hear the type of kid that I'm raising. We eat Honey Nut Cheerios off the floor. No, we don't. I'm just playing. I'm going to pick them up and put them in the trash. And then we're going to make some lunch. I appreciate all you guys joining in, man. Thanks, everybody that's joining in. VJs on Sportsmanlike Conduct live on Spreaker.com. iHeartRadio. Appreciate everybody over here and my IG and everybody that tuned in live on my YouTube channel, Vets and Sports, man. Don't forget, check in tomorrow. We'll probably jump on air and do another show tomorrow. There is a full lineup. Matter of fact, really quick, there is a full lineup in NBA games tonight. I'm getting better with my betting and my picks. You know, you guys already know how nice I am with it in football. Basketball is a different beast because teams just don't show up from night to night. And this is something else that I think hurts the game. It's been hurting betting, too. I'm up $2,400, as you guys can see right there. I show you guys $2,400 at the top. I'm up $2,400, so that's cool. But tonight, let me see, Pacers and Celtics. Pacers with Celtics with a favorite 2.5. Not sure about that game. I might take the Pacers with the plus 2.5. Toronto with the Rockets. Toronto's favorite with 8.5. 8.5. I'll take the Rockets, but maybe not. I mean, the Raptors, maybe not the cover. Pistons at Sacramento. Give me the Pistons with that plus 2. Oklahoma City Thunder and the Hawks. Give me the Hawks. Hawks are favored by 5. I say Hawks cover. Memphis and the Clippers. Give me the Clippers to cover 7.5. The Heat and the Jazz. Jazz favorite 6.5. Give me the Jazz at home to cover that 6.5. The Suns and the Bulls 7. Nah, I'll take the Bulls not to lose by the 7 points. Zach LaVine will keep that game close. The Lakers at the Trailblazers tonight. Lakers are favored by 5. Nope, you can't touch this. Thank you. Lakers are favored by 5. That's a tough one. What y'all think? I'll continue with my Laker hate. I'll take Portland, but not to cover the 5. I like Portland by 2. Golden State and the Hornets. That'll be a real nice one tonight out at Golden State. The Hornets coming out there. Get to see Melo and Steph. 2 Vanilla brothers going at it. Vanilla on a Vanilla Sports Crime. Golden State's favored by 6. I'll take Golden State in the 6. So I'll take Golden State. Give me the Trailblazers with the 5. Give me the Bulls not to lose by the 7. I'll take the Jazz to cover 6.5. Give me the Clips to cover 7.5. I'll take the Hawks by 2, not to cover the 5. Give me the Kings. Nah, fuck that. Taking my Pistons. Give me the Pistons with the 2. I'll take the Raptors, but not by the 8. And I will take the Pacers. Give me the Pacers with the plus 2.5 to beat Boston tonight. So those are my picks. Those are my NBA picks right there for tonight, man. You guys can also follow my social media. IG, Vesson_voice_of_next. We got next in the sports talk game, man, with Vesson Sports and Comedy. Appreciate you guys with all the support and everything that you guys been, bringing into the show and showing me the love that you guys been showing me, man. I'll holler at you guys tomorrow, man. I love you guys. I got to go change my son to make some lunch. VJs and Sportsmanlike Conduct, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio.